A lot of good restaurants have opened in the South Denver suburbs in the past year or so, but you might have missed them because it's the suburbs. I'm gonna help you find some of the best ones, and shout out to everyone in the suburbs because you all really support these videos when I make them, and I really appreciate it. Some of these are new, then others are new locations of local spots, but all of them are worth checking out. You will find a new place to check out in this video, so let's kick this off with Used Noodle Shop in Lone Tree. This is a Chinese noodle shop with some of the best beef noodle soup you can find anywhere in the Denver area. They specialize in hand-pulled noodles, which they make right in front of you. There's a window where you can check out all the action. And it's much nicer than you might expect inside, considering it's near like a Qdoba, a Firehouse Subs, and a Five Guys. Absolutely, the star of the show is the noodles, but the dumplings are pretty good here too. Also, if you've got younger kids, they're very good with them there. They'll even hook them up with some chopsticks with some cute animals on the top. The texture of the noodles really sets them apart here, but I will say that you should dine in at least the first time that you go. Don't let your first experience with this place be via DoorDash or takeout. There are some foods like Neapolitan-style pizza, hand-pulled noodles, where if you get them delivered, it just isn't the same as dining in. Here, the noodles might be a little more clumped together than they would be if you dine in, so if you've gotten this delivered in the past and been unimpressed, I understand and I'm not surprised. This is easily one of my favorite new spots in the South Denver suburbs, and you'll understand when you get that beef noodle soup. Just make sure to dine in. Next, let's head to a new location of one of my personal favorite Denver brunch spots. It's One Fold in Greenwood Village. When I heard that One Fold was opening up another location, I expected it to be similarly sized and very narrow like its location in Uptown. But One Fold's new space in the burbs is probably around 5 times bigger. It was actually a little bit shocking to walk in and see how huge and borderline upscale it was. Like, I love One Fold and I was really impressed. If you've never been, or you've just been avoiding it because you know how busy it can get, you've been missing out on some of the best bacon fried rice and breakfast burritos anywhere in the Denver area. You still order at the counter like you do in Denver, but you won't have to squeeze past people and aggressively look for a seat like you might have to in Denver. They also have some really good pastries, freshly squeezed orange juice, and a kid's crepe that pretty much any kid will love, even if they don't like crepes. They have both indoor and outdoor seating and some pretty large, comfortable booths. If you've been to that Uptown location and you know not to bring more than like one other person with you to find a table, take everything that you know about that and throw it out the window, because you can come here with a pretty large group and you'll be just fine. To me, this is a great place to take out of towners because they can get a great breakfast. You won't have to worry about making reservations because there's plenty of places to sit, and it's a Denver spot, but you won't have to be stressed out about, will we be able to find a seat or not? While we're talking about breakfast, this spot in Centennial recently expanded its menu to include a weekend brunch. It's the Basketball Social House, which happens to be the sponsor of this video. They're now serving up favorites like chicken and waffles, breakfast burgers, burritos, avocado toast, and more, but they put their own spin on them. If you've ever eaten there, maybe during a Nuggets watch party or in a suite when shooting around with friends, you know that the food is unexpectedly good. The brunch menu keeps that going because it's also unexpectedly delicious. It's just a fun, different atmosphere inside with unique art for sports-loving families or just you and your friends. If you've never been to Basketball Social House, they combine basketball and food, and they do them both right. You can rent a suite to shoot around with your people on a Saturday or Sunday morning, then have brunch in their upgraded dining area. It's a great start to a morning. Also, brunch is served from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so if you're getting a late start to your day, you're all good. Thanks so much to Basketball Social House for sponsoring this video, and definitely check them out if you haven't already. Even if they weren't sponsoring this video, this is a place that I really love and let all of my friends know about, so now they have another reason for you to go. This next spot in Highlands Ranch is a chain from South Korea, and I think it's been open for over a year, but it's so hard to find, so I wanted to show them some love. It's CM Chicken. They've got some of the best Korean fried chicken you can find in Denver, Aurora, or anywhere in between. It's in the literal corner of a shopping center, and the signage right now makes it kind of feel like a temporary pop-up. Not quite Spirit Halloween level pop-up vibes, but it's not hard to miss it. But you can put this chicken up with banchan or bonchon, BBQ chicken or angry chicken in Aurora, and I'm telling you, it would compete. The wings are also way bigger than what you'd get at Wingstop Wingstop or Wing Street. I think that's the name, the Pizza Hut version of Wingstop that sounds the same, but it's not the same. The wings are way bigger at CM Chicken. Also, if you're curious, the CM stands for Chungman, not Chick Magnet like CM Punk from WWE. And I know that the name goes way back, but if someone ever called him Chick Magnet Punk, that would be a wild wrestler name for CM Punk. But anyways, back to the wings. They've got that crunch and texture that you expect from Korean fried chicken, and the owners are super nice here. Inside, the decor is absolutely not what you would expect from a chain. They've got educational books for kids, a few tables, and a drink selection that'll take you back to the homeland. I honestly don't know how the books here aren't covered in sauce, but they will give you gloves to eat with, which can be very helpful if you're going somewhere after and you sauce your wings up. They also have this amazing sign telling you where to put your plates when you're all done. It is great. Whether you get your wings sauced up or get their signature snow onion chicken, which I totally should have for these clips, this could be your new Korean fried chicken spot in the burbs, especially with the recent closing of Mono Mono. And if you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like to help more people find it. Also, I'm working on a video with my favorite Denver barbecue spots, and I've got some cool holiday stuff coming up, so be sure to subscribe to make sure you don't miss those. Also, if you found a new favorite in the South Burbs in the modern era, definitely add it to the comments. I love when we can discover these places together. Now back to the burbs. Let's go just south of Cherry Hills Village to Na Favola, a neighborhood Italian spot that has been racking up 5-star reviews from customers ever since they opened. The owners are from Italy, and they really make you feel like a regular on your first visit. You will want to go back just for the service alone. The interior is super comfortable, and it's great for families and groups. The dishes are made with simple, high-quality ingredients with great flavor, just like you'd find in Italy. But one of the highlights for me is the Roman-style pizza. It's crispy, it's light, it's thin, and it's just not a style of pizza that you come across very often. It's one of those things that's just a little bit different. It's begging to go viral on TikTok or get really popular once it makes a best pizza list on Westward. Also, if you like your pepper ground fresh or cheese grated right before your eyes, they do plenty of that here, and you can load it on. And I know people love Cornelli's in the burbs, but Na Favola should be on your list too. The pasta dishes are great, but the vibes are even better. Now let's head over to Parker and its great taco upgrade of 2025 with its recent additions Venezuelan's Tacos and Sencali Taqueria. If you haven't heard of these are two of the best taco spots in the South Burbs that expanded from Centennial and Littleton respectively to open Parker locations. And I have to acknowledge that Parker has a disproportionate number of Mexican restaurants along with banks and car washes, but at least these two places are really good. I love the birria tacos at both of these places, like they're right below Kike's to me, but their menus have plenty more to offer. Sencali has a surprisingly large menu and plenty of cocktail options, and Venezuelan's has some surprises on their menu, like their Mexican pizza that is nothing like what you might have had at Taco Bell. But what I love about both of these places is that you can get really good Mexican food without the wait. Similar to One Fold, Venezuelan's space is way bigger than the original location, so it's much better for groups and families. Sencali moved into a building in downtown Parker that used to be a not-so-good Cuban sandwich place and then a not-so-good Puerto Rican food place, but Sencali is a lot better than both of those. If anyone is going to make that space work while downtown Parker is getting redone, it's Sencali. While many times Denver favorites make their way down to the burbs, these two places have built a loyal following in the burbs, and now they're just expanding, which is awesome to see. This might be weird and a little controversial to say, but this next restaurant might be the most Korean-feeling place in the South Burbs. It's Ugly Rice in Englewood. And I'll try to explain that it's not just the music videos. Around the country, there are these types of casual Korean spots that kind of just work for anyone. Adults, families, post-church crowd people, and people who are just really into BTS and K-pop demon hunters. And we don't really have a lot of places like this in the Denver area. Maybe it's due to price point or what's on the menu. Maybe it's like super specialized or not everybody's into Korean barbecue, but there's just not a lot of places like Ugly Rice. Like, I can do Korean barbecue all day, but I get that it's not for everyone, and it can be a little intimidating if you've never done it before. Also, if you've got a family with younger kids, all you can eat doesn't really make sense because your kids are never going to beat the house, so I get that, and I almost knocked my drink over many times. Ugly Rice does Korean street food, and the variety of flavors will feel very comforting and familiar to Korean people, but it also remains very approachable for people who haven't had a lot of exposure to Korean food. My go-tos here are the kimchi udon, or udon for all the Korean people watching, and the kimbap here, but they also have things like chicken katsu and Korean fried chicken if you want to just dip your toe into the Korean food waters. To set expectations, this is not like a Seoul BBQ sit-down restaurant experience, and also the sushi here is not like what you'd get at Sushi Den or Kizaki. This is an order at the counter place with Korean street food favorites that taste just like they should. Like the original kimbap roll and the bulgogi roll here taste exactly like the ones that the nice ajumas made while kids like me were in Korean school. The bowls are so much better than a place like Kupbap, and I love that there's a lot of variety on the menu so that anyone can find something that they'll like. It's super laid back in there, so if you want to have like a no pressure way to explore some different Korean food, this is a great way to do it. And Castle Rock people, I see those comments asking me to include more places down there, so I'm actually back because I forgot to include one that you all can check out in your city. Let's head over to Castle View Cafe. As you might expect from the name, this breakfast and lunch spot gives you a very clear view of Castle Rock from its outdoor patio. They have an open kitchen that gives it an energetic feel because stuff is always moving around and the portions are very generous here. If you want some volume when you go out for breakfast, instead of having a tiny Eggs Benedict on the middle of a very fancy large plate, this place could be what you're looking for. One thing that's kind of great here is you can make a whole morning of it. You can do an easy hike up to Castle Rock either before or after breakfast or lunch, and you can see the restaurant from the top. They have an extensive menu for both breakfast and lunch, and they have a kid menu. Even though word has been getting out about this place because they're pretty busy on the weekends, we were still able to get seated pretty fast. So if it's been a while since you've hiked up to Castle Rock, or you've just never done it, now you have a place to go either before or after, or you can just stare at it if you don't feel like doing the hike. Now let's go back in time and keep this video going. This next place opened in the Landmark at Greenwood Village, and they specialize in Venezuelan street food that goes way beyond the arepa. It's catira. All of the dishes here are $20 or less, and it's very bright and colorful inside. If you're like a lot of people, your experience with Venezuelan food might be arepas and empanadas, but this can be the perfect place to try something new. And yes, they also have those, but I love that they're showing that Venezuelan food is a lot more than that. My personal favorites here are the tequeños. They are these somehow light cheese sticks wrapped in dough. Kids will also like these a lot. And I also really like the cachapas, which are these sweet corn pancakes that have plenty of butter. They are delicious. Like you might expect, their cocktails use Venezuelan rum, and they have a bunch of different sauces that can add some more flavor to your dishes. They've gotten great reviews ever since they opened, and I think a lot of it just has to do with the very positive, upbeat atmosphere. And of course, the food is really good too, just in case that came out wrong. This is another one of those places that's great to take people from out of town because chances are they haven't had everything on Catira's menu, and it'll kind of feel like you're in the know finding a place like this, and it's really nice inside. But if you're looking to find some really good pizza, burgers, and more in Denver, check out those videos to find some new favorites. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're in the burbs, please leave your city in the comments. It's super helpful for me to know kind of where to focus my time when I'm making a video like this. I have a lot of cool stuff coming up, and I'll catch you on another video.